YouTube, what's going on? In this video I want to discuss why you should never get a retwist, why you should never get any maintenance done on your head, and its reasonings from a Rasta perspective. Of course, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know that if you're asking a question, how often should I get a retwist, that kind of thing, you probably know it's not a good thing for your roots to be getting retwists and to be doing all this maintenance all the time. It can weaken your locks. And the reason I urge everyone to go natty, like just natty dreadlock, is because of the spiritual implications of having somebody over your crown. This is your crown chakra here. If you see yourself as royalty, if you see yourself as a king, as a queen, you don't let just anyone touch your crown. So I just want to talk about it from a spiritual perspective, somebody else having control over your crown. So if it's a case where you know how to manage your own hair and you can do your own retwist and you can manage your own hair, great, that's great. Because you essentially, whatever it is, whether you're getting a haircut and somebody's using clippers on you, whenever you're in somebody's presence, there's an energy exchange. Whether you see it, whether you feel it or not, there's an energy exchange. And the truth is, as somebody who has had maintenance on my locks in the past, I don't know what somebody is going through. I don't know what my loctician or my hairdresser or whatever is going through. I know nothing about them. I know their name. I don't know their mother's name. I don't know where they're from. I don't know how their day's been. I don't know, I can only judge from what I see. So obviously, from an energy perspective, I do try and associate with people who have a certain energy level in the first place. So I would assess from my eyes, but the eyes can be deceiving. That's what I'm trying to say. So I remember, one loctician that I used to use actually when I was living in West Africa, Nigeria. And then, so her mother died. And then her mother died, obviously she wasn't taking appointments or whatever, and I wanted to get my hair maintained or whatever. And then not too long after, I'd say less than a month, she was like, yeah, I'm taking appointments now. I wasn't interested in going to her anymore because I don't believe somebody can lose arguably the most important person in their life and just bounce back and be like, yeah, I'm fine now. She's still going to be harboring that pain, and she's still going to be healing and going through that process of grief. So I don't want that kind of energy on me. I don't want that energy around me. So it's just essentially the topic of this video is that you can get a retwist, but you need to be sure of the energy and the base energy level. So anybody can fake high energy, but how are you on a consistent basis? So if it's your mother, your brother, someone you're very well acquainted with, your wife, your husband, whatever, then yeah, fine, because you know their energy levels. But there's some people who are at 8 out of 10 energy in public, but behind closed doors, guys, they're destroyed. So yeah, I just keep it natty. I don't like, especially a lot of Rasta, I don't like what's the word I'm looking for? English is hard. The dependency on someone else over my scalp. It's one of the reasons I started growing dreadlocks. But these days, because it's a fashion, these guys grow dreadlocks, pay inordinate amounts for a retwist, and then they go and get the taper fade and do all of this shit. Like, to me, there's no freedom in that. Like, the freedom is just waking up natty. Like, you shouldn't be so concerned as to all of these things. Like, when you have natty dreadlock and it's just natty, you don't really have to worry about, oh, I need to put on a bonnet, oh, I need to do this, it's just free. So in terms of like, yeah, I just don't recommend it, man. I just recommend like a straight free form. Obviously, you can tell that I've had maintenance on my locks before, but obviously with time, basically the thing is, I ain't going to another man, I ain't going to another woman, I ain't going to another person. I don't want to be dependent on another person. I'm going to save money and I'm going to protect myself from a spiritual standpoint. Well, that's the message. How often to get a retwist? If you are getting retwist, I would say go as long as possible. Like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, go as long as possible. That way you get more growth, your roots are strengthened. And obviously I know some people are looking for the pretty boy look, the pretty boy image with the locks. I say just go for the low cut instead. But yeah, that's the message.